too. I am Rhonda Calder-Dixon. I have been in finance for well over 20 years. It's a passion of mine. It was sort of my stopgate till I decided what I wanted to finish off in university. Well, it ended up being my full career, and it's allowed me the opportunity to educate people, see people go to the next level, build their dreams, accomplish their dreams, and even go further than that. And so that's what I do. And that's why I love what I do, is just because I really like to help people. And when I started in finance, as I said, it was sort of till I decided what I wanted to do with my education and finish my education. And one of the things that I was looking at going into was being a teacher. And what I found when I started to get into finance, that it kind of built both sides of it. It allowed me the opportunity for me to learn a lot about finance, grow in my skills, but mostly to be able to help and educate people so that they can live their lives the way they want to instead of how they need to. We'll get started with finding the right person to connect with that's going to give them the guidance, walk through each step so that they can build that plan, so they can start to build that nest egg. Someone who's not going to judge them, someone who is passionate to help people. And the very first step is just reaching out and talk to somebody for that guidance. You can find someone like me through just networking, um, talking to different people. You can reach out to me through my contacts, which Anna, you have my contacts. People have to make that first step. Don't dig and dig and dig into the internet because, like you say, it's overwhelming and people start to just panic.
Yeah.
And you need to sit down with somebody who is not just a qualified financial advisor like myself, but you want somebody who's going to be on that path and that passion with you. Don't be afraid to ask those questions. If you don't know the answer to something, ask that question, formulate that question, get the response you need so that you can learn about it and you can start to build your path, your guidance, your budgeting. Be coachable. Just find that person that you're going to connect with. Be coachable. It's not easy. It's a path that can sometimes be very frustrating, but so rewarding. So my first thing is reach out and ask someone for that help. The right person, the expert in the fields that can really take you and guide you with the nitty-gritty. Yeah, absolutely. A plan is different for everybody because everybody is in a different space. But the plan is tailored towards what an individual's needs are. So when we start to do a plan with someone, we start to talk about cash flow. Now, cash is a really big word that a lot of people kind of go, what the heck is cash flow? I don't have cash flow at the end of the month. Well, that's where we look at, starting that plan of let's budget. Let's just wipe the slate clean and start with what are you making? What are you spending? What happens at the end of the month? Why are we running out of money? Because we all do it. If you don't have that formulated plan in place, we do it because we just spend. We don't know what else to do. And now we're starting to feel like we're on this little wheel that's going around and around and around. We need to make more money. But as we make more money, we spend more money. So if we don't have that plan that's a foundation to start us, we're always going to be chasing that wheel. So when I start with a client, I listen. I listen really hard. I I wonder what their pain points are, what's getting in their way. Then together, we go through the budget. And sometimes it's a real eye opener. And we talk about where can you cut back? What is it for you? And again, I say it's tailored differently. And I go on that journey with you. And as we build this plan and you see these little wins and these big wins, you celebrate every step of it. But you've got to be prepared to execute that plan that you have when you're working with your financial advisor, your financial planner. Great to do all this work. But if we do the same things all the time, we're going to get the same outcome. If we do the same thing and we build the plan and we execute on the plan, we're going to have huge wins. And that stress is going to be gone. And you're going to learn so much, not just about yourself, but about your finances and where to go next. So the long way about that is the plan starts with you, and the plan starts from grassroots to build that solid foundation. Yeah, for sure. Like when we talk about embracing the change, and you hit a really good point there. Like, and a lot of us, a lot of people are guilty of that. We go out for dinner 4 or 5 times a week, and then when we start to build the plan, and that's one of the things we say we can scale back, or my clients say, well, I can scale back going out for dinner. Fabulous. So instead of going 4 or 5 times a week, what do you think you can do? And 1 or 2 times a week, we scale it back bit by bit by bit, and then embracing that change. It feels really good, and it's pretty easy to do the first and second week, but you're not alone on this journey, because when we meet, and it's not a case of shame on you, you went out for dinner too often. It's a case of, hey, you took that change, you made a difference, look what these first few weeks did for you. What got in your way to fall back on it? And sometimes we do have to reset and embrace that change again. But as soon as you start to embrace that change, I always put it like sort of chasing the North Star. Once you've embraced that change and you're heading towards that North Star, it's easier and easier every single week and every single month to get that North Star and to see those exciting passion things. And now your wheels, you're changing, your habits are changing, yourself, your feeling is changing. And I get so excited when I see and I hear my clients do that. And sometimes you can see that in my facial expressions, or my the way I explain things. It's just that true passion of, we embrace that change, and it's so rewarding, and it's such an end goal that we can meet to. And sometimes we have to flip a little bit back and forth. It's that water that, hey, I fell in a little bit, or my little North Star that I'm going this way, I kind of deviated a little bit. And that's okay. We get back on track. But I'll tell you, embracing that change makes all the world's difference. Yeah, absolutely. Like when I look at celebrating the wins along the way, and what I do with my clients is, once we hit some of these milestones, I say to them, celebrate. Give yourself that permission to go for dinner, go out, take a weekend, go away, enjoy the wilderness, enjoy whatever you enjoy. Because if you stop taking those wins and celebrating about them, and it's always a constant struggle and it's a constant battle of, I have to do this to make this goal, and I have to do this to make this goal. And, I want to be a millionaire, but I can't stop with all of my plan and executing on it, or I'm going to lose, you take the foot off the gas, you're going to lose your traction. No, we need to stop and reward ourselves for what we've done. We need to celebrate our wins, and we need to allow ourselves to do that. Because what I find, when we make those changes and we embrace those changes and we execute our plans, something really beautiful happens within us. When people understand their finances and people understand their wins and they embrace this, they stop feeling ashamed. They start asking better questions as we build our relationship together. And they don't feel so bad about taking that break or celebrating that win with whatever, whether, like I say, whether it's a dinner, a sports event, concert, they don't feel bad about it. They start to come back to me, and they boast about it. They're excited about it. It's not like they're like, oh, I got to tell you something I did. It's like, hey, you know what? I went away this weekend with my spouse. We went up to the spa, and I was able to do that because we built this plan and I had some extra cash flow. Awesome. I'm so excited for you. The only thing is, why didn't you take me? But no, that's the beauty of executing that plan. And that's the beauty of discipline with your changes, is you start to feel so good. And so you should. The discipline it is a big one, and it's so important. And it's that discipline of, just like you were explaining, like somebody phones and says, hey, there's a bunch of us that are going away on a trip. It's only going to cost you $1,000. you have to start to think, and that's that shiny penny. You know what? I haven't really got to the point of where I can really say yes and go, and it's not going to impact my focus that I'm on right now. And the discipline at that point is just to say, you know what? That sounds lovely, but at this time I need to pass on that and then rethink about it, because if it is really something that is important to you that you want to go on that vacation that's going to take maybe $2,000, $3,000, let's talk, because we'll build a plan that's going to have a nest egg for that. And if you want to do it in a year's time, we'll break it down financially. But that discipline has to be there. It has to be there for those big events that are happening that you may want to go on. But it also has to be there for that small event. Sometimes it's as simple as I'm driving by Starbucks, you know, I'm just before payday, and I don't have that $7 for that coffee, but I really, really want it. So the discipline is to say, no, I'm going to reward myself on payday for that $7 coffee. I'm going to drive by it today and feel good about that. And that's where your success comes. It's big disciplines and little disciplines, but it's just that tweaking a little bit on your mindset. Number one action step is trust in yourself. Believe in yourself and know that yes, 100% I can get to whatever my goal is. Your number two action step is to reach out and ask for guidance. Sit down and have that conversation with myself or my team. Let's get it down on paper, because when it's down on paper, it's in a format that we're going to build to work to follow. The third thing is don't stop everything all at once. Give yourself the permission to cut back, but give yourself the permission to also enjoy some of these things that you're doing. Like if tomorrow you went out and you had 4 times you went to a coffee shop and twice you went out for dinner and lunch, maybe cut it back. Hit that coffee shop once, maybe do lunch or dinner, but start to think differently. And the sooner you reach out, have a conversation with myself or one of my team, the quicker you're going to get out into your positive flow of what you want to accomplish. And the biggest thing I will say, do not be ashamed. Do not be afraid. As soon as you talk and it's off your chest, it's the leap forward that we need to do to help you win those goals. No question is a silly question. No situation anybody's in is embarrassing, because you know what? Life happens. Nobody's taught us this. So why would we know? Why would you know because you didn't get it in school? We didn't get it at home. We learned from our parents what they told us. Either we had the money, we didn't have the money. We all lived differently, but most of us weren't taught how to save, how to budget, what the impact is. So no judgment, no shame, tables wide open. Come on out and let's talk. Thank you. Bye for now.